Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is John. I'm a full-time eBay reseller based in Melbourne, Australia. This is video 2, addressing the weekly theme of why sales are slow. We're doing weekly themes because the hope is that with 4 videos covering different aspects of an overarching theme in reselling, that by Friday when we put all those videos together, you'll have good context, you'll understand why, and especially with the tips and tricks that you take from these videos, that when you apply it, you will be, I suppose, you have confidence to know why you're doing it rather than just applying it hoping that you'll see a result. So yesterday we talked about pricing within range rather than just looking at pricing from an affordability point of view. Today we're going to talk about how some categories just don't do well on eBay. And by don't do well, we mean there are some items, firstly, that people just don't think to go to eBay for. A good example is groceries. Amazon, fine. Amazon, you can get things same day, but like you wouldn't buy an avocado on Amazon. You used to go to the local market to buy an avocado, oranges, carrots, right? Fresh produce, because those items fulfilled through eBay just is not reliable. You probably get bad quality produce. You're more confident going to the shop to get it. Maybe in 10 years' time, we might buy groceries on eBay, but for now, everyone just goes to the local supermarket. So that kind of carries us over to categories that are still very much in their infancy. You can get stuff delivered same business day on Amazon in the States, but in Australia, no, not yet. So there may be some categories that you want to sell in whereby you're the first person there. And if you're the first person there, you're going to wait a while. And that means slower sales. You'll still get sales, but slower sales. So there's products that just don't do well on eBay because buyers just think it's easier and better to just go directly to the source. And then there are categories that are in their infancy. Then there are also items where people just don't think to go to eBay because they prefer to curate their collections locally. I think of lots of subcultures of different nationalities, people who they're collecting in music, handmade musical instruments, just things like that, like things that where you gather together to play music together, you gather together to recite poetry together. If there are certain items that are specific to that interest group, it could be that it's not something that they go to eBay to get their items for because it's easier and better and of more meaning to do it with each other locally. So that's another reason why the category may not perform. Another reason could be that the item itself is just, how to put it, I wouldn't say risky, but let's run with risky. Because the example that I thought about was like chandeliers, like how you hear stories of people who buy expensive, specific jewel, crystal, special metal type chandeliers from certain eras in the past, in mint condition, right? Those are antique type things. But really, like if anybody wants to buy a chandelier, they go to their lighting store, or they go to their builder, and then they pick from a range, and they trust that it will be shipped to them in one piece. The number of people who will buy a specific chandelier and pay top dollar plus the crazy shipping involved because you have to build a crate so that you can ship it in one piece so that it doesn't get damaged, so that all the crystals arrive intact. Like, that's a very specific buyer, and it's a very small group of buyers with a lot of money that will go to eBay to find it. And even then, those buyers, just like how they are waiting a long time for that item to surface on eBay, as a seller, if you put it up, you'll probably wait a long time to sell it too. But you may be someone who sells antiques in general, in which case then you'll see consistent sales for antiques. But if your category of target is chandeliers, eBay probably isn't the best place to, double down on that effort, right? So, yeah, so product specific, people just don't think to buy. People think it's better to buy the item from a supermarket. There are categories that are in their infancy. And then there is just items that they just never think to put on eBay or get from eBay in the first place. So then the question is, what do you do when you discover this? You could, in the first situation, realize that eBay just isn't the best platform for it and drop it altogether. You could wait it out because you're the new player in this category. And you can think of many examples of this. Like, I sell toys, and one of the things that I find quite frustrating is that there are a lot of really good quality European made toys that just don't have any demand in Australia. Like, just that it's just like like we have Schleich and Papo for some figurines like animals and fairies and stuff, but there are these other like German, Swedish kind of brands that if I list them on eBay here, they're just not going to move because no one knows to look for it. No one thinks to look for it because they still think that this item isn't available here. Like, I still need there to be a distributor to bring it here, for the distributor to market it, and then for me to then resell it because now people are aware based on the marketing done by the distributor. And so when I think about I want sales to increase, I don't touch those categories. And then there are items that just don't sell on the platform, in which case, for most of them, it's like I feel when you get into it, you kind of hope that you'll get that sale. But then really, after time, you kind of go, yeah, I should have known. This is kind of a cumbersome thing to sell. Like, why would anyone want to buy this on eBay? And then eventually you start to explore other options. Because I think for some resellers, when they start out, eBay is the easy first option. And eBay has done a great job of promoting itself as that platform. Because eBay, really, you can sell anything. I mean, barring restrictions and whatnot, but and things that are illegal, but you can sell pretty much anything on eBay. So eBay is a tool, ultimately. But you still need to match the buyer with the seller. And so if you're a generalist seller who is thinking about finding something to niche down and to specialize, and you're finding sales are slow overall, don't be disheartened. Do an audit of the categories that you're selling in. Figure out a way to liquidate the stuff that eBay isn't suited for. And here's the thing, right? Everything that you once bought to sell on eBay, you can sell back into the marketplace just through a different medium. So if you bought it on Marketplace, you can sell it back on Marketplace. If you bought it on Gumtree, you can put it back on Gumtree. If you bought something that is from Marketplace that really should belong in like an antique, auction house, go and approach an auction house. Be resourceful. Don't feel like you're stuck with that item and you have to move it on eBay. Be stubborn about it. Because at the end of the day, whatever you get back for it, even if you make a little loss, it's cash they can put back in your business to double down on categories that actually do perform better on eBay. So yeah, I hope this format is serving you guys better than the longer rentier format, and we'll cover another aspect tomorrow, and then on Thursday and Friday put it all together. Thanks for coming along for this ride with me. I've never done themed weekly videos before, so I'm hoping that it's a success, and I'm working really hard to make it a success, and I thank you for taking the time to come along. So yeah, like and subscribe and share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.